It's time now for Anderson Speedway's Track Talk. Catch up with everything that's going on at Anderson Speedway with Rick Dawson and Gary Mong.
Good evening.
He's talking to you.
Welcome to Track Talk. Rick Dawson, Gary Mong. We are this evening at the special event studio in the Mounds Malls
We are,
in Anderson.
as always.
We are, and talking on a radio station that's our host station here, WHBU, 90 years old. As of yesterday, I believe. They had a big party out here.
Did you make it out to it?
I did.
That's good.
I did. Had some cupcakes and seen a lot of folks that you haven't seen in a while. Brett Busby was here, and it was a good afternoon.
Good. 90 years around. That's hard to believe.
So the weather is still decent. If we can hold these 50-degree temperatures for another couple of weeks, we're going to have some great racing on November the 28th.
I've seen some 60s again next week.
Yeah, I can live with that.
Yeah, I can too.
It's still cold. It's below 70, but I can live with it.
As long as we got a sun that afternoon, it'll feel like 70 degrees.
Hope so.
Yes.
It's November 28th, our turkey bash.
Yes.
And trying to get this computer to come up because I can't memorize times and everything or even divisions that are running. Do you?
I do. We open the gates at 11 o'clock. We race at 1. We have the street stocks, the Mark & Welding Pro Compacts, the mini cups, the Thunder cars, and the first appearance and only appearance of this season of the front-wheel drive figure eights. 5 divisions.
Should be a fun day.
Yes.
All features.
All features.
So we're going to have fun, and we start early in the afternoon. I believe it's
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
Yes.
So we'll give them plenty of time before dark, although it's getting dark way too soon. I hate this.
Well, since we dropped back an hour, it's about 5:30 now. It starts.
And it's dark in the morning when we get up and go to work. I hate it. I have sun deprivation syndrome really bad.
What's
I
about
hate it.
about a week about a month. The shortest daylight of the year, which is the first day of winter, and then they slowly start getting longer
and
again.
one more month. I think
Yes.
it's like December the 14th or 15th, something like that.
Yeah.
Then the days start getting longer again. I can live with that.
So hang in there for another month.
I don't like winter, period. But only, 4 short months before we open up again for
the 2016
season. Be our 20th season that Action Entertainment has owned Anderson Speedway.
And the 69th season for the track. Gosh, you're approaching that 70 milestone. That's hard to believe.
68th, Payless Little 500
Yes.
coming up on May the 28th next year.
Yes.
So we are looking forward anxiously to 2016, but 2015 is not over yet. This Saturday evening at the Madison County Shrine Club, we've got our annual awards banquet where we're going to officially crown our champions and present them the hardware for their hard work for the season, and all the competitors that ran with us and supported us and are eligible for postseason awards.
5 divisions, I believe, that will be getting their awards this Saturday night. I think the opens up with a social hour at 5:30, and we have dinner at 6:30, and we start handing out the awards at 7:30.
Along with special awards, we have a couple of rookies in a couple of divisions this year. We have then we'll have sportsmanship and dedication winners in each of the divisions, and those are always surprises until we name the names that night.
That's right.
And some lucky competitor, owner or driver one, will win a annual pit pass for 2016 season for their perfect show attendance.
That's great.
Draw the name out of the hat. So it's a lot of fun at the banquet. We've got a lot of door prizes. We still have just a few seats available to the public too, or anybody that wants to come. You need to call Jessica tomorrow out at the Speedway and get your tickets.
Yes.
And because we've already
Got mine.
got everything set, got the food ordered, and ready to roll.
Ready to go.
So that's that.
So we've got the month of November. Well, we got one more event that we usually partake into in November.
Yeah, we'll talk the parade we're talking about. But back to the turkey bash. Remember, bring a new unwrapped toy for the Toys for Tots, which we're working with in conjunction with the Salvation Army. and I believe the Marine Corps League, if I'm not mistaken. Bring a new unwrapped toy and get $2 off your admission price
Great.
at the Turkey Bash.
Great.
Then next Saturday, a week from this Saturday, over in Newcastle, and ladies and drivers, if you haven't done this before, you need to do it. The Knights of Pythias have their annual All-American Christmas Parade, and there are a ton of people that come out for this parade, and Denny Adams is the spearhead of the whole group, and we go over and we always help, and we encourage our cars, drivers, and competitors to decorate your cars. You leave them on the trailer, you don't have to drive them, or just bring a truck, whatever, and enter this parade. And there are awards, but that's not what it's all about. It's about the fun, and tons of kids and families out there watching that parade, and it's a lot of fun, and it'll get you in the Christmas spirit.
It sure
it's a good time to kick it off.
I think Denny's done this, about 40 years now, something like that. It's been a long time.
I don't know. It seems like I've been over there about that long.
Wasn't there somebody, and I can't remember who you told me, that had sat on his lap at one time?
R.J.
Oh,
Scott.
It was R.J., okay. That goes back a long ways in.
It does. We have some sad news, and I'm trying to bring up the arrangements on the it's on our Facebook page, and I can't seem to get this computer to work here in the studio, but Jillian, the little gal that we've been trying to help in our prayers and everything. I've been going to her all year long. Lost her battle this past weekend with cancer. It's a great young lady. She was out there for our wrestling.
Yes.
Had a great time that night, and she really wanted to take a ride around the track in a race car, and we had it set up. And unfortunately, the weather was a little inclement that day, and she couldn't make it out. But Mike Roberts had brought his 2-seater truck out, and we was going to take a ride. Never did get it done, and she was in remission earlier in the year, and then it came back with a vengeance. And all the good doctors and everybody at St. Jude's and at Riley Hospital and everywhere did everything they could to try to help her, but it wasn't in the Lord's will for her to. He wanted her a new angel up in heaven, right. And so she's there. The viewing is tomorrow evening. That I know, and the funeral is Friday morning. If you go to our Facebook, Anderson Speedway, Amy has all the arrangements there, and please, the family can use your support, both spiritually and financially, if you can find it in your hearts. Let's support them in this really tough time, because she was a great little girl, and yes. It's always too early when anybody goes, but when they go young like that, it's especially difficult.
It is.
So, a couple of things in the racing world. We're getting ready to talk to a racer you all know here shortly, but Cody Coughlin, who's won the JEG Series with CRA and raced with them off and on over the past several years, is on his way down to New Smyrna Beach this weekend to race in the Governor's Cup. That's I think it's like the 50th running of that race at New Smyrna.
Really?
It's a neat race. All the top late model drivers will be there. I seen on the internet today that Chase Elliott's entered the Snowball Derby again, which will be happening the first weekend in December.
That's right. That's always a good race to see.
And a lot of our regular drivers will be down there. I'm pretty sure Erik Jones will probably be there, but if he's not celebrating still.
He didn't have too bad of a weekend.
Yeah. And we'll talk a little bit more about Erik after the breaks. But right now we've got a famous racer on the line now that will enlighten us with all of his. Well, we had him and he's gone, and so hopefully he'll be back again. Certainly,
he's that fast.
Everybody knows Aaron Pierce, and Aaron's had another great season. Getting ready. He's not done yet. There's still a few more races. I think he told me he's getting ready to go to California. Looking forward to a big 2016 season, and we'll get him on the line here shortly to tell us what's going on from his viewpoint.
You mentioned the Governor's Cup being the 50th running. We got a 50th running coming up next year.
We do? Would that be the National Crown?
No, it would be the Redbud 300.
The 50th? They've had one every year?
Since
oh, no, wait
67.
a minute. We're getting ready to be 70 years old soon, aren't we?
We're
so that would be 50 years. That would.
Yeah. the National Crown will be 67, the
Okay.
Little 5 68, the track will be 69,
So
but
it'll
the
be
Red
the-
Bud will be 50th.
The golden anniversary of the Red Bud.
Yes.
So, on the line with us right now is Aaron Pierce. Aaron, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How you guys doing?
Oh, we're
Good.
hanging in there for a cool fall evening. Hey, how was the season?
Season went really good. We won a few races and didn't tear up a lot of stuff, and that's definitely two good things to start with.
Absolutely. Any championships this year?
Yeah, we won the Auto Value Championship. We ran all their races this year, and didn't have any DNFs and had 7 fast times, and I think we won 4 races with them and 9 total. But had a really good year.
I say that's a pretty good season.
Yep. How many of the King of the Wing races did you run this year with Davey Hamilton?
I ran all of them except for the regional stuff, like that was at Lake Havasu and places like that, because it was their Western Coast series, West Coast series. I did go up to Evergreen, Washington, and drove for Bob East up there. And we won the first night and finished second on night 2 and had some trouble with a wheel on the third night. And I ended up winning the points out there for the Western Swing. And then I'm leading the National King of the Wing points, and we finished that out at the end of next week. So should be.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about
weeks.
your California trip. How many races and what tracks are you running at?
Well, there's 3 races out there. That's Davey Hamilton's King of the Wing series, and the first place we go to is called Padaria Speedway, and it's a little short. It's bigger than the Speedrome, obviously, but it seems like you're at the Speedrome.
Really? Is it
That's how
flat?
it
Though?
is. It's small, flat, slick, hard to get a hold of, but it's a lot of fun. And then the next track we go to is Irwindale Speedway, and a lot of people have heard of Irwindale. It's really fast, half mile, really smooth. Place we did really good at last year. And then the third night we go to Kern County Speedway, which is a brand new facility up in Bakersfield, California. And you talk about a nice racetrack. Those guys are really lucky to have that track there. It's smooth as glass, the surface, and I would say it's a 5/8, so it's a little bigger than Winchester, but you're definitely going as fast.
I lost my train of is it a half mile
I
or
must have
quarter?
scared you there telling
Yeah,
you about
you
the
did.
racetrack.
He said it was a 5/8.
It's 5/8. Okay, so it's
Like a
almost
Lucas
like
Oil.
yeah, almost like Lucas Oil then. Well, cool. I understand we were talking this afternoon. A sports writer by the name of Richard Glardy, who's if you read anything in open wheel racing, you've read his articles. Has an article about you and your dad in Flat Out Magazine. Tell us a little bit about that.
Richard had been spending a lot of time with us. He usually goes to the Hoosier 100 with us and does some videoing and puts it on YouTube. He's got a little kind of a viewing going on there. Quite a few people watch his stuff. And, he just come up here a couple times, and they were doing some stories on father and son racing in Flat Out Magazine here in the past year or 6 months. And they just wanted to continue it a little bit, and Richard thought it was a good idea to interview my dad and I and put us in there. We've been racing together for going on 20 years. And he just kind of came in and watched my dad for a day or two and hung out with us for a day or two. And we went over some problems I've had in the past and just kind of an open session,
It's kind of almost like therapy.
Yeah, I guess. But it was a lot of fun with Richard, and we're excited about the article. It talks a lot about Anderson Speedway and just the local racing that we do and support. And it was a lot of fun.
And that's in the October-November issues of Flat Out Magazine, right?
I'm thinking it is. I'm not 100% sure. I can't, I sometimes you can't shake Richard, but sometimes you can't get a hold of him either.
Yeah, I know. And once he starts talking, you can't get away from him. That's for sure.
Yeah,
I
he's a
haven't
nice
got
guy,
my.
though.
He is, and a great writer. I haven't got my copy yet, but I'm sure going to be looking for it. It should be coming any day. What's up for 2016?
We're going to do the normal little 500, obviously. Hoping for some non-wing pavement races around. Even if coming down to maybe trying to get something together with you, Rick, to get some pavement cars over at Anderson, at least for the Glen Nibel, and need to try to continue at least that race would be awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, in fact, you're on my phone call list to talk to about those. I'm working on the schedule now.
Yeah, we usually try to help you out with that stuff, and it'd definitely be something I'd be interested in being involved with, getting guys together and trying to get a race with some race cars. But
have you heard?
Awesome.
What's going on with the wing cars? Anything different between Must See and Auto Value?
That's just a deal where, if you can't work together, one of them's got to go.
Yeah.
I mean, that there's not enough race cars up here to support two groups, and especially when they don't work together. I mean, it'd be really easy for those guys to put their heads together and say, okay, you want to run in Berlin or you want to run at Toledo, well, then you run at Berlin Friday night, we'll run at Toledo Saturday night, and make it easy for everybody, run on the same tire. But I don't know how to get that through into anybody's head.
I agree. You can just talk until
I think Rick's tried that too.
Until
you
want
to come down and you want to race at Anderson and Winchester. Make it a doubleheader.
Well, it affected you last year. It affected you last year. Our Paint the Night Pink, the Auto Value scheduled a race up at Fort Wayne against our race down here, and then there was a couple of other shows that or maybe it wasn't the Paint the Night Pink. It was the Labor Day race or something. I can't remember. Anyway, you weren't able to be here because obviously you're running for the Auto Value points and you had to go to that race. Well, that's a perfect example where Jim Hanks and Tom Hartzell should have put their heads together and got it done. I understand there's a driver's group that can be just about as lethal as helpful sometimes, but hopefully...
and because first of all, you got to have racetracks. If you don't have any racetracks, you're not going to have any race. Period.
Yes.
So they were all mad because Angola wanted to have a race. They wanted to have the same sprint car race that they'd had up there for years. And I think the drivers group is just, it'd be like you trying to have a non-wing race at your place and everybody getting mad and telling each other not to go because it's not sanctioned. The racetrack's putting it on. Well, you put on the little 500.
Yeah.
And everybody goes to it.
I think the key is to make it a fun place for the guys and drivers to come and be treated right and make them want to come. You just got to build a better mousetrap, and whether it's sanctioned or not, I mean, as far as the track's concerned, sometimes these sanctions cost us more money and we don't get any more from it. Maybe we need to look at doing it ourselves, which involves a little more work, and I'm willing to step up and do that again, especially for the non-wing stuff. I am going to do that. But these wing guys, I feel like, I don't like to use the clout, but I feel like I have a little clout between Mr. Hartzell and Mr. Hanks, and they are going to work together or they're not going to race.
Right. And that's, and it all comes down to people like yourself that own the racetracks, that run the racetracks. I mean, those guys can try to race wherever they want, but if the tracks don't want them, they're not racing anyway.
That's exactly right.
That's right. And I've had calls from several, and I can say several racetrack owners that we have talked amongst ourselves, and we have the same opinion. Now, a lot of times, you got to watch in this business because sometimes a racetrack owner historically has said one thing and done another, but I think the people that I feel like that I've got a lot of respect for some of these guys, and likewise back to me. I think we're on the same page on this, and we're going to make it work because it hurts nobody except for the fans and the racers.
That's right.
Yep.
And then
exactly
that hurts.
Right.
that hurts the pocketbooks of the racetracks. So these sanctioning bodies
to have to pay 14 or 18 grand or whatever you have to pay to get the wing cars in there or whatever the amount is. I know it's not cheap to have those guys come in there and do that, and nobody promotes it. You do. The racetrack does.
Right.
But those guys don't put their heads together and say, hey, we're going to race in Anderson in a month, and we need to get, somebody needs to do that. And I think it would be a lot more successful because, you guys do a great job of promoting the local races you have for the sprint cars, for the Little 500. I always hear Anderson Speedway commercials. Yeah. And that's because you work hard at doing it. And I think Anderson and the non-wing deal would be a perfect match because you have the trust of the racers on doing what you say you're going to do.
And if we can do it right here, then there's other tracks that would be more than willing to follow suit, and we would help them out too. Aaron, we gotta take off here, but I appreciate you taking the time. We'll get you on during the winter, and good luck in California. We'll get you on when you get back from out there.
All righty, we're planning on running a Rumble into the Coliseum, so you might want to plan on going up there and seeing that match.
Cool.
Cool.
I'll go to that every year. It's fun.
I'll get my gas mask and go watch it.
Yeah, we're busy building front bumpers.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, Aaron, have a great evening.
All right, you too, guys.
Thanks.
Aaron Pierce, always a blast.
He is.
Love Aaron. And a young man that has got his act together and is doing well. I talked to him the other day. He just got off his mountain bike.
Really?
So who'd have thought that Aaron Pierce, 15 years ago. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more Anderson Speedway's Track Talk.
Heart attack, stroke, serious injury. A sudden health crisis can happen to anyone at any time. So when bad things happen, choose good people. St. Vincent Anderson Regional Hospital has the area's most advanced emergency care, with a state-designated Level 3 trauma center, an internationally accredited chest pain center for heart attack patients, and advanced certification for primary stroke care. We have all the resources to deliver the care you need for any serious or life-threatening emergency. St. Vincent Anderson Regional is the only emergency department in the area with an on-site helicopter. And our $27 million state-of-the-art surgery pavilion opens later this year. Bad things can happen to anyone. Thankfully, good people are ready to help. Choose emergency care from St. Vincent Anderson Regional, the spirit of caring. Visit stvincent.org/Anderson Regional to learn more.
Honey, stop! Oh my gosh, that's Diggity's back there.
You mean the new Diggity's Frozen Treat Factory?
I heard it's unbelievable. Everybody's talking about it. They have everything yummy.
Yeah, I heard they have ice cream, yogurt, custard, sorbet.
And gelato, plus fruit smoothies, and that's just the beginning.
I heard Diggity's has over 250 toppings, not 30 or 40 like those other places, and you can even get the candy to go separately.
We can eat outside on their huge patio by the fire, too.
Okay, let's see. Frozen yogurt, ice cream, custard, sorbet, and gelato with 250 toppings, or a plain old frozen yogurt shop with limited toppings?
Diggity's it is!
Diggity's wants to cater your event. Diggity's can set up at your event inside or out and provide delicious smoothies, frozen cappuccinos, candies, and frozen treats to your guests. Diggity's is perfect for weddings, company picnics, group outings, sporting events, festivals, you name it, just call Diggity's. 765-393-0033 today for more information.
MoFab Incorporated, where imagination is the only limitation. We serve residential, commercial, industrial, and municipal customers as your metals warehouse and fabrication center. We do all types of fabrication using the latest technology with unmatched speed, accuracy, and durability on any substrate. Our ornamental division handles all types of interior and exterior work, including rails, fences, gates, and more. So contact us at mofabbing.com to fabricate your dreams of tomorrow today.
You won't believe these deals? They're too good to be true. You cannot miss this special. We're going to give you so much off, you won't believe it. Actual mileage may vary. Price does not include tax, title, and license. Some assembly required. Batteries not included. Objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. Keep in a cooler place. It is highly unlikely that any sentiments expressed above in any way coincide with those of you.
Wait, what'd they just say? At Auto Farm McCrocklin Ford in Middletown, we're not here to give you fast-talking deals. We take the time to make sure you understand what you're buying to make sure it meets your budget. If you're at Auto Farm McCrocklin Ford in Middletown, you're at the right place.
This program is a presentation by Anderson Speedway. The content contained in this program is that of the host and guests, and not this station.
Sammy Hagar. Whoops.
I don't remember who sings it.
Sounds like you sat on a cactus.
That's what they do.
We're back. Anderson Speedway's Track Talk. Rick Dawson, Gary Mong, and just informed that was Ozzy Osbourne. Boy, there's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
What planet are you on, Oz? We're back with more Anderson Speedway's Track Talk. Before the break, we had mentioned before we talked to Aaron, Erik Jones, triple duty, and I was glad to see Joe Gibbs do it when that all happened with Kenseth and Logano last week at Martinsville. I was really hoping that Coach Gibbs would do what he did, and he put Erik in that 20 car, won the truck race. He's now 17 points out with
two to go.
2 races at Phoenix and Homestead,
Yes.
and they're done. And got in the Xfinity car, which he was already scheduled to drive, finished fourth and then finished, 12th in the Cup race in a strange car.
Great weekend for him.
What a kid that can adapt. And, I mean, I'm not big on some of the announcers they got on them Cup races, but they were all talking about the 19-year-old driver that could do it just about all. They're talking about him like they were talking about Chase.
Yep.
Last year, they talked about some of these, Logano and some of these other guys when they were coming up through the ranks. I'm telling you, Erik Jones is the real deal. Watch him the next few years, and you're going to see great things happen with kind of one of our own.
Yeah, and like I was getting ready to say, we've had both of them at our track race in the Red Bud 300, and we've got a few of our own that can be next couple of years be someone to watch. Someone to watch too. Yeah, that's right. So
moving up, Jack Dawsey.
Yes.
Is another young guy. I mean, he's obviously a lot younger than Erik, but he's got the talent. We just got to get the right connections. We could go down the list. I mean, Josh Poor, although, at his young age, he's starting to get some years on him, believe it or not, but he can drive anything.
Trent Gosser's another one.
Trent Gosser's another young guy that's coming up. I mean, we could go. I don't want to leave anybody out because we have a lot of talent.
There's a lot of them.
And it's the more things change, the more they stay the same. Where did a lot of the drivers come from in the 70s and 80s and 90s? Racing. A lot of them came from Anderson Speedway, the American Speed Association. Yes. And we're continuing on the tradition at Anderson. If you can conquer, and Trickle and several of them said it, if you can conquer Anderson Speedway, you can conquer any of them. And
like racing jet fighters in a gymnasium is what Dick Trickle always said about Anderson Speedway because of the speed and how close it is. And
actually, I was told that Brian Robbins came up with that.
Oh, he did?
It was when him and Dick were together one night, indulging in their favorite beverages, which Dick liked a lot. But it is the truth. It's like flying a jet fighter in a gymnasium around that little place, but it is a fun racetrack to
everybody says it is
to watch. Again, we want to remind everybody, first of all, tomorrow is a very important day. Take some time out of your day and reflect and honor our veterans. They're the reason we're here. And go to our Facebook page, get all the information on Jillian. She's a great young lady, and we're really going to sadly miss her. Hi to Aunt Jenny.
Hi, Aunt Jenny.
And when we come back next week, we'll only be like a week away from Turkey Day.
That's right.
And the Turkey Bash on the 28th. Go to our website. Oh, Amy wanted me to mention, for Christmas ideas, watch our website in the next couple of days. You can get an ugly sweater or sweatshirt.
Terrific.
We're going to have those for sale. It's a new idea, neat thing. Watch our website at AndersonSpeedway.com. Have a great week, and we'll see you at the track.